I just found a website. It shows the endings for all the characters.
Oh, really?
She
Does she?
She gets surrounded by big buff dudes on a beach.
Wait, guys, Danny and Debbie also got strippers.
Whoa,
Oh no!
What's going on here?
Wait a minute.
Hello! Welcome to episode 49 of Arcadiology, where we dig up your favorite arcade relics. My name is Jordan Carruthers, and I'm joined by the three sneakiest assassins in the world, the Wiggin Boys. Brad Wiggin,
What up?
Skylar Wiggin,
Yo.
and Kyle Wiggin.
So, dudes,
How we feeling tonight, boys? Ready for another one?
I'm ready, dude.
I'm barely ready, but we're here.
You're barely... Why barely?
I struggle to get any gameplay in this week, but you know how it goes sometimes.
That's a bummer, because you're typically the one who's well ahead of everybody else here. You're kind of texting the group maybe like a week ahead of time, just to be
I
like,
know,
hey guys,
man.
you should probably know this and this about the game, and we're like, dude, we haven't even downloaded it yet, like, calm down.
Yeah, we'll see. You guys are gonna have to carry me this week.
We got you, man. I mean, I hope you have something else for this segment, at least. You guys want to go ahead and tell me about what else you've been playing?
I haven't had a ton of time in general to game these last couple weeks, but I did check out this one game. It's another 2D Metroidvania. It's called Twilight Monk. I think it's pretty new, but it's kind of cool. It almost looks like visually kind of like Hollow Knight, I guess, like almost like that cartoony, creepy looking graphics, I guess. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but darker, something like that. But what makes it kind of unique is your main weapon. I mean, I haven't played much, maybe like an hour, maybe two. But your main weapon, you have like this giant pillar. And like when you attack, I don't know if it's like attached by a chain or something, you get like a decent attack range with it. But what you can do, you can drop the pillar at any point, and it's like a little bit taller than your character, and you can use it to like platform. So if there's like something you can't reach, you drop the pillar, you can jump up on that, then reach like a higher platform, and then you press the button and the pillar comes back to you. But like while you don't have your pillar, you just have like your fist, so it's like super close range if you don't have that, so it kind of sucks to fight without it. So you pretty much want to get that back as soon as you can. But it's kind of a unique little weapon mechanic, and it doubles as platforming and traversing through the stages, so it's kind of cool.
It sounds interesting. Has anybody done like a run where it's like you can only use the pillar for platforming, and you have to fight without the pillar?
I don't know, that doesn't sound like fun. Maybe it's a newer game, so I don't know if anyone put
Somebody will
themselves
do
through
it.
that yet, but yeah, that might come down the line. It's also like I'm sure there's other games that do it, but Castlevania, how you level up and have stats, it's like that. So it's pretty interesting for a Metroidvania. So normally it's just like one giant connected 2D plane basically, but you go out like to different areas and there's an overworld, and it's almost like what I think of as like Final Fantasy, like an overworld like that, like top down kind of like at an angle, and you're walking around like a open world like that, and there's like random encounters too. Enemies can run into you, then it takes you into like a 2D side-scrolling platform, like the rest of the game is. But you can like go in there, you can farm and level up and stuff if you want to just get stronger, I guess, which is pretty unique for a Metroidvania, I thought. So it's doing a lot of different stuff. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but it's been pretty cool so far.
Checking a video now. That is pretty cool. Like it goes from the platforming to just like a 3D, not a 3D, but like a top-down like overmap thing.
Right. I definitely wasn't expecting that when I like went out the one doorway, like, and I was in this town area and I went out to that. And I was like, well, it's kind of weird. Definitely caught me off guard. Wasn't expecting it to switch up the whole view like that.
Didn't like the old Zelda game do that? Was it maybe Zelda 2 or something? I can't remember.
I honestly never even played it.
Like, I think you
Wait,
got
what
into
about Zelda
battles
2?
and- Was it that Zelda that like you got into battles, like it took you to like the side scrolling like a little platforming room or something?
Yeah, and it was a weird side-scroller Zelda, and I believe, you kind of got into actual battle screens.
Yeah, I haven't played that for a long time, but kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool though. I might have to check this one out.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't know, it's not bad. The only thing I didn't like about it so far is like the dialogue and stuff. Like the game doesn't take itself serious. It's like kind of like joking through it. I don't know, I kind of was hoping for a more serious tone. Like I said, it kind of reminded me of Hollow Knight a little bit, but like one of the dialogue lines, you're talking to the dude and he's like, Do you realize what this means, my dude? It's like, all right, what are we what's going on here?
What time period is this when he says my dude?
It's funny, but I don't know. Maybe I just gotta take it from a different approach, but I wasn't expecting that either.
Like stuff just went down at the mall or something.
Right.
You know what this means, my dude? Pizzas are buy one, get one. Cowabunga.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's Twilight Monk. That's all I got for you guys.
Well, I've been spamming a new roguelite called Shape of Dreams. It's still in like a demo version on Steam, but it's like pretty robust as far as demos go. Like what you would think of when you hear the word demo, but it has like a ton of things like content wise to go. A couple different characters to pick from. They all have different there's like 3 skill trees that are like general skill trees that apply to every character, and then a couple of the characters have like specific skill trees that you can spec into them and change like their kit specifically. It's up to 4-player co-op. You go in, clearing out dungeons. There's a couple different difficulties, and then you can add like modifiers onto the difficulty that you pick to like do even more with it. And you're just kind of running in, clearing the rooms. And it's kind of like the way the map works is like it's like a spider web of like locations you can go through. And so you like pick your locations, and the whole time you're like going through and like choosing the next location you want to go to. They have these hunters, they call them, that are like following you, and like it'll show you when you're picking on the map like where the hunters are and what rooms they're moving to. So you can like in the early game you kind of try to avoid them because you're not like kidded enough to be fighting them. But at some point, you can end up fighting them if you want to. And you can get other bonuses from fighting them, but they are a lot more difficult. And then you get to, like, there's, like a shop room that you go to. And, like, the cool part about it is when you get to the shop, if you're playing in multiplayer, everybody has, like, their own shop window. So you have, like, your own skills and your own... everyone gets, like, a skill. And then you can get, like, 3 of these essences, they call them. And you can put them into each skill. So every skill has 3 different kind of modifiers to them that you can pick and choose and mix and match whatever's millions of combinations, however, depending on how you want to play it. But when you go to the shop, it's cool because like when like Skylar and I have played this together, and basically I'll like read my shop, like I'll buy what I want out of it, and then I can let Skylar know what's in my shop, and then he does the same in case there's something in his shop that I'm looking for that I couldn't find yet. He can end up buying it for me. And then like you can transfer gold, so you can like give him gold for it. He can buy it for you. So it's like a cool little trading sort of economy there between the players. But I mean, your whole goal is like you kind of there's like 3 sort of bosses, and then after you beat the 3rd boss, you can choose to like leave the match and like be done with it. Like you kind of beat it, or you can loop it and you basically start it over again, but like it scales the difficulty, and then like you just try to see how many loops you can get through. But I haven't even checked on Steam yet. I probably have like 70 hours into it.
Damn.
I've just started playing it, like, you know what I mean? After our last pod, I'd bet.
And you said this is just a demo so far?
Yeah, this is just a demo. And there's like, I mean, me and Skylar have talked about it a little bit, but for being a demo, yeah, there's like a lot of things going on with it.
70 hours into a demo.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I lied.
Over a 2-week
span.
span.
I just checked. It's 92 hours.
Wow.
Okay, 92 hours in the last 2 weeks on a demo. That's pretty impressive.
Now, some of that, I don't know how. I never really paid attention to how that time calculates. I don't know if I'd like leave it up and go get some food, whatever, come back to it like an hour later, and probably just been sitting there accumulating time. But
still, that's some crazy amount of content for just a demo.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, yeah, I mean, you have like 5. I think it's 5 different characters, different skill trees. There's like. I don't know. I mean, there's not quite like so everyone gets like, the cool thing is like when you pick a character, the character really the way it boils down to is like when you pick a character, they have like sort of an ultimate and then like a normal ability that it's like only that character can use, but you don't have to use those. Like at any point you want, you have 4 ability slots, and when you find abilities throughout the run, you can put them wherever you want them. So you can use any abilities that you want as long as you find them. And you can even like get rid of the original ones that your character started with if you don't like them, or you're trying to do a build without them. So really the only thing that your character boils down to is almost like his passive, because you can't change the passive of the character. But as far as that, like we could pick two totally different characters, and then we could build them the exact same way with the same skills if we wanted to. It's just our passives will be different. But and the abilities work the same way. Like you find them, and then you can either like break them to get materials so you can upgrade your other abilities, or if I find an ability that I don't need, but maybe Skylar's really looking for his build, I can give him that ability. We can kind of trade abilities back and forth in that way.
Allows for a lot of customization. You really specialize with how you want each time.
Yeah, this game is very like, it's like you can make it as complex as you want, kind of. Like you could just play it, right? And just be like, I'm just going to use these abilities. I'm going to throw whatever essences I get and just see what happens. Or you can, spend 20 minutes reading a skill, trying to figure out like, okay, I get this % damage if I do this thing activates this. Yeah, you can get pretty intricate with it.
We had some pretty nasty builds that last run we did.
Yeah, I've had some crazy builds even after that, like playing either solo or with like some other random guys on the official Discord. There's a couple people in there that I see pretty often playing. But yeah, I've had I think I did like 3 loops or something like that, and then like unfortunately whoever hosts the game, like because people can drop out of the multiplayer like at any time, and like the other guys can keep on going without them unless you're the host of the lobby. If the host leaves, it shuts the lobby down and everyone gets kicked out. So unfortunately, I've had some like a couple of my best runs where someone else was the host, and like after like 2 hours they had to leave, and it was like they leave and it's like that's it, it's over. Like it's like no, like I feel like I could have like looped infinitely on this build, but yeah, you can definitely get them pretty crazy.
Almost makes you not want to play with randoms at that point if you're not host, right?
I mean it depends. Like I mean, also at some point, it has to end, right? Like you can't just, so it's like sometimes you get a build where like you really want to keep looping, but like at the same time, depending on the group you have, because if you have 4 people, the most time consuming thing is like when you go to the shop, because everyone's trying to like figure everything out, and you have 3 other people that you're trying to like, everyone has their own shop, so you're trying to be like, okay, I have this in my shop, you have this, he has this, like who needs this, you know what I mean? So you're trying to like figure all that out. And that can be like the most time consuming. So to go through like probably, I said there's 3 bosses basically. So to get through all 3 bosses, and then you have the choice of looping or not, that's probably on average, I'd say anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on, well, maybe 40 minutes to an hour, depending on the group. Even experienced group, people kind of know what they're looking for. You can get through it quicker. But if it's, everyone's not on par, then yeah, you're probably looking at like an hour to like finish the 3 bosses. So you can imagine after you do 3 loops, you're basically at 3 hours of gameplay. So like at that point, everyone's kind of like, all right, I think we've done enough. Even if you can keep going, yeah, you're kind of like, I know I could keep going, but like to what end? I'd rather like, sometimes you really want to go, but then other times you're like, we'll end it here. I'm going to go take a break. When I get back, I'm going to play a different character. I'm going to try a different build or whatever.
And it's quite a grind fest too, because you really have to work for those shards.
You do have to work for the shards. I will say, Skylar, I've realized doing like the hardest difficulty, like the nightmare thing. I think it's called nightmare. If you do that, you do get like 15 of those dream dusts like per boss. So it's actually like it's better scaling than the other one.
Is the difficulty spike worth it?
I think it is. Yeah, once you're pretty adept, then like it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but like it's not. I would say it's still worth it. You might as well just do the hardest difficulty. If you get a build rolling, you know what I mean. You'll be okay.
It just as like a comparison. So the best case scenario, you do it on Nightmare, you get like 15 shards when you kill the boss. Sometimes it's random shards are sprinkled like throughout the levels. You might find like a couple of them on the floor. Kind of rare to find that. Or there's like little random quests and stuff. So if you find a quest item, it'll mark a spot in your map. If you make it to that room, you can give the quest item to that guy and get a couple shards. But mostly your shards come from like killing the boss. So on Nightmare, you said it's 15. I think what was the easiest one? You get like 10 maybe?
Yeah, you get 10.
10's like the lowest if you play like the easiest one. So going up 4 difficulties, you get 5 more per boss. That's how much of a grind it is.
Jeez.
Yeah, and this stuff we're talking about is like the overworld currency, so you can level up like your ability trees before you head into a match.
Sounds pretty cool.
But yeah, it's worth checking out, man. It's up to 4-player multiplayer, so me and Scott have been playing it a pretty good bit.
Yeah, like after you get into like a couple hour game, you're in like loop 2, loop 3. By then your build is sick. You're like, man, I'm all decked out. I got all my essences all upgraded. I got like cool combos going on. You like don't want to quit because you feel unstoppable. You're like, dude, we could just keep looping this like forever. Like there's no way we're dying. Then eventually you're like, oh man, I'm so tired now. Like we've been playing this all day. I need to take a break.
Yeah, but it's cool because like this is one of the harder like roguelikes I've ever played.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Even when you get to that point where you're like super built and you're like, oh, I could do anything, you can't do anything, and like you still get one shot. Like it'll just catch you off guard. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, like I can't believe that.
that's I can't believe it.
That is a true can't believe it.
Oh God.
That is what's crazy. Like this is like one of the only games where whenever there's like little shrines you unlock every time you complete a map, and then you get to pick like 1 of 3 abilities or like bonuses and stuff. Sometimes you get like damage, you get health and all that. I find myself like actually taking health in this game, where usually in any other game I'll take straight up anything that gives me damage. That's what I take. But this game, like you need the health because at some point, even if like during the normal maps I'm not gonna die. Like say I got some good healing, I have like low skill cooldown, so I'm pretty much invincible. Anything that hits me, I just heal it right away. When you get the bosses though, or some of just the random elite enemies, like they do so much damage that they can just delete you in one hit. So like I started actually stacking health in this game. Like I started avoiding damage stuff at a certain point.
But that's enough about Shape of Dreams. Me and Skylar will have our separate podcast 6 hours long later.
Fair enough.
We'll be there will be a deep dive of every ability, every essence, all the combos.
Oh man. That is an awesome game. For a demo, there's a lot there, man. It's super fun. It almost feels like it's already complete. Like, it just feels like now they just need to release, like, an extra map or something. Like, the main gameplay seems solid.
Anything else from you, Sky, besides for all of that?
Mainly that, and then I'm still grinding away at Vampire Survivors, trying to unlock all the Castlevania characters, and there's a lot of them. So, I think I got maybe, I think you start with, like, 20 of them or something like that. Then there's, like, secret characters you can unlock. I think there's like in total, I want to say it's probably like 60 in total or something crazy like that. That's what it looks like. So I'm grinding my way through all that. Just keep running Dracula's castle and trying to kill all the bosses and everything. It's a pretty crazy DLC for that game. Like the DLC is like bigger than the original base game. There's so much to it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But that's basically what I've been doing.
Cool. I guess I can hop in then. I have a decent bit to talk about here tonight. So, first and foremost, the big thing, the expedition's over, boys. I completed it finally.
What?
Yeah, just a few days ago. So, this past Sunday, so what, like 4 or 5 days ago or whatever. Finally finished the game. Played about a total, I think it was about 80 hours. Pretty solid for like a modern RPG, you know. Yeah, man, I went hard at the end there, man. As I entered Act 3, which I said before, there are 3 acts in the game. My main party of 3 the levels were all roughly like in the 60s or so. And I did all the optional stuff. I know a lot of people online say finish the game first and then go back, but I wanted to do all the extra fun, optional, harder stuff at the end first and then finish it. By the time I finished the game, my levels were all like at the mid 90s. So I I went pretty hard there at the end. Destroyed the final area without breaking a sweat. Pretty much just one-shotting everything at that point. All the optional stuff is way more difficult than the actual final area of the game. The endings totally got me. Without giving anything away, it was definitely a hell of a way to kind of wrap the story up. It was an incredible story overall, but one of those endings where you kind of just had to sit there for a few minutes in silence afterwards and just kind of reflect on things for a little while. It was a great way to wrap the game up. Definitely some feelings going around there. I will say there's this one optional boss. So I feel like I've kind of already towed that line of being a little spoilery with this game when I talk about it, so I'm not going to say too much here, but I will say people who have really dug deep into this game probably know what boss I'm talking about. But there's one optional boss who's known for just being so ungodly powerful and difficult compared to the rest of the game. It's not even remotely the same kind of level of challenge between him and the actual final boss of the game, but I spent literal hours on Sunday just getting all the stuff I needed to prepare my team for the fight, level up for a little while, kind of just get all my characters set up the way I needed to do. Just spent hours preparing them for it, and I did finally beat him by putting together a strategy that let me essentially one-shot him, but even then, it still took maybe 6 tries or so to even pull it off, because he's kind of just that insane, and things had to swing just the right way for it to work out to just one-shot the guy. So, I remember weeks ago I told you guys about how many different ways there are to customize your builds, and it's definitely possible to break this game and whatnot. So, I kind of want to play a little game here with you guys. I thought this was kind of fun. So, as I said, pretty breakable game. So, at the very beginning of the game, you're dealing like tens of damage. Like maybe your attacks are hitting for like 50 damage a pop or something in the first few fights. So, Price is Right rules here. I want you guys to guess, closest without going over. I want you to guess how much damage I hit the optional boss for whenever I basically one-shot him. So, whoever wants to throw a number out there, based on the information I've given you.
There. We'll say 9999. Classic max cap.
All right.
I think it's got to be a lot more, because these are modern games now. We're not limited to the 4 digits anymore. I don't know. I feel like it's got to. Jordan's talking it up. It's got to be something crazy. I'm gonna say you hit that bad boy for 5 mil.
Okay.
Dang, this guy ruined my plan. I think you said Price is Right rule, so I was gonna 5 mil 01 him, but I think 5 mil's too high. So I'm gonna go with 1 mil.
All right. The winner is Skylar. So, as I said, as you start this game, you're hitting for about 50 damage a pop. Game is breakable. I loaded my one character up with every damage boosting thing I possibly could. Did everything just right to kind of get her ready for her one attack. And I hit him with 62,349,291 damage.
What the heck?
62. What? I thought 5 mil was like gonna be what you were gonna say.
No, dude, I hit dude for 62.3 million damage in one attack just to kind of wipe dude out. And like I said, even with that buff one-shot move, I still had to do it multiple times because it needs to line up perfectly for it to really even work.
Wait, how much health does the boss even have?
I honestly don't know, but less than 62 million. It has. I mean, he has millions of health. Like, I don't think I overdid it by that much. At some point, maybe later when someone's talking for a while, I'll Google it really quick. But I'm pretty sure I didn't overshoot it by a crazy amount because that guy is absolutely ridiculous. Had I tried to just go into it more legit and just fight him the way I'd fought the rest of the game and just dodge and parry, first of all, I'd probably still be here trying to do it days and days later, and I probably would have not even come close to getting his health bar down to, like, even half. Like, I would have accomplished nothing. That health bar barely moved with, like, any other normal basic attacks, so I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who don't want to do these big one-shot builds and kind of just figure out the timing of his attacks and parry him, but that was just not going to be in the cards for me. I just decided to load up my one character with as much damage boosting potential as possible. And also, I will say she had this one piece of equipment on called Roulette, this is the only time in the entire game I used Roulette. And the way it works is every single attack that you do has a 50% chance of doing half damage or a 50% chance of doing double damage. So it has to proc to work. Otherwise, you gotta try it again. And that has happened. I did hit, and it procced to 50%, and I only did maybe a 3/4 at most to him, and had to try it again. He wiped me out after that.
Oh no, you only did 30 million? You're so weak.
Dude, something like that. You know what's crazy? That's not even... With that same setup, I actually did another fight where I hit for 85 million, so that wasn't even the highest I got.
Jeez.
Dude,
That's insane.
It's crazy how
That's like
insane
some
the numbers
MMO
can go.
raid boss HP.
The numbers go nuts in this game if you really, really try to make them. Like I said, I spent hours on Sunday just trying, because I didn't have all the equipment I needed. I didn't quite feel comfortable with my levels yet. And I knew I had to get everything perfect. And I got everything perfect, finally, and I took them out, and it felt great. And then I just dog walked the rest of the game like it was nothing. But, I don't know, man. It's very bittersweet that it's over.
Yeah, I'm just not realizing that I have a problem. Because Jordan put about 80 hours into this AAA title game over weeks, or actually probably a month, 2 months, and I put 90 hours into that demo.
Are you still off work right now, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
That'd be why. Yeah, that's that. Help. I mean, it's like I said, it's bittersweet. I already want to play it again, but I'm gonna wait a little while and kind of make it as fresh as I can all over again. But besides for that, I mean, there's a little bit of extra here I'll go over quickly. As I mentioned before, I was playing Final Fantasy 1. I beat that, so that one's out of the way now. The very first time I beat the original Final Fantasy. Not the greatest game in the world by 2025 standards, but it's done. It's checked off the list at least. So got that out of the way. And then I, of course, from there jumped right into Final Fantasy 2. So now I'm playing that one. Probably maybe only like 5 or 6 hours into it. And then the last one that I've spent a good bit of time on since the last episode we did here. So this is one of the ones I mentioned in the big Steam sale. I forgot just how much fun GTA Vice City can be. I don't know if I've played that since the PS2 days, but it's a good time. I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm pretty much just sticking to doing the missions. Honestly, I'm actually kind of having fun trying to commit as few crimes as possible, like right down to following traffic laws. I mean, I'm like stopping at red lights and following speed limits, and I'm being a good boy and not getting the cops' attention until the missions call for it. So it's actually kind of fun in a weird way to just change up a little bit and do that.
Isn't that weird how fun it is just to follow the rules?
Yeah.
Just in a game where you pretty much break them all the time. Like, that's the point of the game.
And
just go crazy and do whatever you want.
What's funny, too, is you'll realize when you're actually trying to follow the rules of the road, you'll actually realize that there are other computer drivers that are doing what you should be doing and, like, plowing through people and flying through red lights and all that. And you're like, geez, these Vice City drivers, man, they don't know what they're doing. They're out of control. But, I'm having a fun
time. 12-year-old Jordan just, like, flying around, killing everybody in the street.
Oh, yeah, no.
Now here he is in his 30s. Yield to pedestrians.
Back in the day, it was every cheat code's going in this game. I'm getting the tank, I'm getting the bazooka, and I'm going to keep re-lowering my wanted level and going crazy. But now I'm just like, nope, I'm going to do the missions, and I'm going to drive there like a good boy, and we're going to not attract too much attention. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I've been doing. Yeah. Vice City is fun again, and the expedition's over, and that makes me sad, and here we are. That's it for me.
Well, it's over until next year. Expedition 34, you got to go on. Or no, is it 32 then?
It'd be 32, but that's not...
But you'll be dead.
Gonna be a thing. Yeah, true, that too. I'll be dead, so... Kyle, buy this game already, just please.
I can't, I'm already dead. We have to get Eli to get it. He's our only hope.
Oh, man. He has to save it.
I don't know if Eli has the attention span, but we can give it a shot. Yeah, that's it for me, boys. You ready to hop on into it?
Yep, for sure.
Alrighty, then let's get to it and dig up the Outfoxies. The Outfoxies is a 1995 weapon-based arena fighter developed and published by Namco. Choosing one of 7 assassins, your objective is to defeat the other 6 assassins, one at a time, using different weapons lying around massive arenas. Wielding pistols, rocket launchers, machine guns, and bowls of hot soup, You're tasked by the mysterious Mr. Acme with eliminating your enemies and collecting your payment. So, did everybody else pretty quickly get Smash Brothers vibes from this?
Immediately.
Yeah, definitely. Feels
Yeah,
like a Smash Bros. Prototype, little janky feeling, but you can see the bones there.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe certainly not quite as fun or fluid as Smash Brothers, but definitely kind of feels like a grandfather of it a little bit in a way.
Yeah, this would have been like, what, 4 or 5 years before Smash also?
Maybe not even... Wow,
Something
actually,
like
I actually didn't even think of that. The N64 one, would not have been much later, because this was a 95 game. So, who knows, dude? Maybe they looked at this and they were like, yeah, this looks cool. We can do something like this. So, but make it
You can do this
significantly cleaner. Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, a big difference.
Lot better, but,
yeah, a big difference, of course, with Smash Brothers is in Smash Bros. You're more so relying on the character's actual skills, but this game is pretty much strictly weapon based. They have a melee attack, but it's borderline worthless. It's all about the weapons in this game. As I said, there's pistols, machine guns, rocket launchers. I think at one point I had a flamethrower. I think I only saw it once. There's swords and whips for melee. I was not kidding about the bowls of hot soup. That is a thing that's also in this game.
Hot soup.
Any other ones you guys can think of that you picked up?
I think you got them, man. Pistols, machine guns, grenades.
The rocket.
whips, swords.
You pick up a fruit basket.
Was there a fruit basket?
Oh yeah, you can pick up There's just barrels and crates.
Oh yeah, you can pick up some of the crates on the stage as well. I also remember in one fight, I don't know if this was specifically because it was on the circus stage, but my opponent picked up a gun, and rather than shooting me, it just like did one of those like flags that said "bang" on it, like it was like a prop gun. I don't know if you guys noticed any of those too.
I didn't see that.
Might just be because of the stage. That's my guess.
Yeah.
That's a cool little like stage specific secret, I guess. That's kind of funny.
We'll get into the stages pretty soon here. They're all pretty unique per character, but I do kind of want to bring up the characters themselves really quick. As we said, there are 7 you can play as. There's John Smith, the mercenary. We got Betty Doe, the businesswoman. So great names so far. The maybe racist name, Professor Ching, the wheelchair-bound scientist. Bernard White, the biomedical engineer. My both favorite and least favorite at the same time, Danny and Demi, the twin 11-year-old children, Eve, the former film star, and Dweeb, a chimpanzee in a tuxedo. So who is everybody's go-to character?
Come on, bro. You know I played Dweeb.
Absolutely, dude. Immediately went to
You gotta
Dweeb.
play the monkey in a tuxedo,
Dude,
man.
as soon as I saw a
Go
monkey
too.
in a tux, immediately went for him. I didn't know. I kind of thought this might happen. I was hoping somebody would be like, nah, I went with John Smith. Nah, dude, it's a monkey in a tuxedo. Of course you picked him.
I did play around with
first I
some of
didn't-
them, but yeah, that was the one that stuck out the most.
Oh, yeah.
At first, I didn't realize his name was Dweeb. Like, I just went down and saw the monkey in the tuxedo. I'm like, yeah, let's try this dude out. I picked him, and then like the first level you go into, the guy says like, oh, whatever he says, I need you to kill this person, Dweeb, or something like that. I thought he was just calling me a
Thought
dweeb.
he was just picking on you.
Yeah, I thought it was just an insult. Like, no matter who you pick, he calls you a dweeb or something.
I like how every time it says a character's name, you can kind of tell that they recorded the basic lines and then recorded all the names separately because it just sounds so goofy when they say the name. So it would be like, you did an excellent...
Yeah, the way they pronounce it.
Like, you did a great job, dweeb! It just makes... It doesn't fit at all.
It's like like they hit a button on a soundboard.
Man, I knew that was gonna happen. I was kind of hoping you guys would say you picked other characters. Brad, who else did you mess around with a little bit?
Professor Ching. He was actually one of the cool things. I don't know if you guys knew. You probably when you fought him, but like if he turns around backwards and just like the back of his wheelchair is facing, it's used as a shield, so you can like block bullets with it.
Yep, I did. I didn't.
What?
I didn't.
I didn't know that.
Didn't do it myself, but I did test. Oh, I read about that, so yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, that was like the only unique thing I noticed. But I thought that was actually pretty cool.
I do believe.
So is there
Good.
like he's the only one that has like a unique thing like that, or does everybody have something?
That's what I was gonna say. I
I'm not
believe
too
they all
sure.
have something. From what I read, Dweeb can jump.
Okay.
Dweeb can jump the highest, but I didn't read in far enough to see what everybody else could do. That's all I know is Dweeb jumps the highest and Professor Ching has his shield. Everybody's got something.
Also, is the computer like just always faster than you as far as like running?
I don't know.
Did you guys notice that? Like, you could never, if they were chasing you, they would always catch you.
You can double tap to run.
Well, I'll see myself out.
I don't think I knew that either.
It took me a couple times playing to realize that if you double tap it and hold it, then you can speed up a little bit.
No, wait, I'm wrong.
I did not know that, dude.
I did notice that. I recall a few times where I wanted to pick up a weapon, and I think I double tapped on accident, and he just bolted away from the weapon.
The other thing that was unique per character that was kind of cool that I noticed, like if you, like for essentially, I don't know if you call it like not stage select, but every character you have to fight, they come up on like a old CRT screen. And then depending on who you use, they have like a different, I don't know if you call it animation, the way they like check off each victory. Mm-hmm. Like for Dweeb, if you win with him, I'm sure you guys all saw it. Yeah. He changes the channel to like a cartoon characters. Mm-hmm. And then like some of the other ones, like the Bernard, he punches it, like his fist through the screen. The one, I think Betty just turns it off. There was something else. The twins just like scribble on it with crayon. So they each have like their unique animation thing there that checks off each of the victories.
Yep. Yeah, I only...
It's pretty cool. It's like a subtle little thing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. I pretty much only saw those ones that you mentioned. I didn't see the rest of them, though.
And Professor Ching, the other guy I use, he just brings up a keyboard, like shows his hand and a keyboard, and he types in disposed on top of the screen.
I did see that because that dude took me out many times. And I think that's...
okay, yeah. I guess it works both ways. If you lose, they do it to you as well.
And that's primarily because of his stage, which I guess we can hop into that. Are there any stages that you guys really want to point out? Because some of these are they're not too huge, they're kind of manageable, and some of them are just absolute nightmares.
I think there's two that I didn't like.
Same.
For sure. The one is the train.
Yeah.
Really?
The train just sucked.
Yeah, I thought that was the easiest by far.
It was like... But it's just so little, and there's like, you only have like 2 platforms, you just, you know what I mean, like floors are just 1 or 2, because you're either in the train or on top of it, and like, I don't know, man, you get knocked off the back, and like your guy's like, wait, you gotta come back to the stage, and like the guy's waiting for you, so you get knocked off again. There's just like not a lot of like movement, there's not a lot of places to move, just like little box cars, like, you find I mean, this is also like just an issue with the gun itself, but like, the rocket launcher, you like, if you shoot it when the guy's close to you, it also just blows you up as well. Yeah. And the explosions is like pretty decent size. And this is like, it's hard to get a distance between you and the guy to shoot the rocket. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know, it just feels weird. But that stage I did not like. And the other stage I didn't like, is probably just a me problem. But it's the one that it's like I don't know if it's like a museum or what, but it has like the giant, like whale hanging from the ceiling. And it has like a statue of Poseidon.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like I, for some reason, like favor fighting from the left side of the screen. So I want to be on the left, right? Like fighting to the right. And the amount of times I got knocked into that stupid shark tank at the bottom was so annoying.
See, for me, I don't know if the first fight you do is the easiest and then it ups the difficulty as you go. But I got the train stage first, which that's Bernard White's stage. And for me, I just legitimately grabbed a gun, stood on top of the train, and waited for him to get up there. And as soon as he got up there, I shot. He fell off, and he got up again, and I shot, and he fell off, and just repeat until he died. So for me, the train was just that. It was the easiest one by far.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting all the different, like, destructible terrain, like all the terrain changes and everything like that. Like, a lot of stuff happens throughout the level as you're playing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stage hazards on some of these, for sure. But the stages that really stood out to me are Professor Ching's stage, because, my god, that was way, way too huge. And as soon as it would zoom out, if you guys were on opposite sides of the map, it would zoom out. At that point, once it did that, I couldn't even see where I was anymore. It was so zoomed out and pixelated that I had zero clue where my character was. And it also didn't help that one was covered in stage hazards that would sometimes just grab you and take you to other parts of the stage. So if it zoomed out like that, it was done. There was nothing I could do. And that was one of 2 points in the game where I very legitimately said, I'm going to try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm quitting, and I'm fine with that. And I just somehow got lucky. I somehow got lucky and actually won the next one. So, I don't know how it happened. I think he just got caught on a lot of the stage hazards too, and I got super lucky, but I took it. And the other one that bothered me a lot, for very similar reasons, was Eve's stage. That's the circus. Because again, it's very large, not quite as large, but still very large and filled with stage hazards between that damn tiger at the bottom that kept getting me and seemed like it only wanted me and not her. And then the trapeze artists that if you stand beside them as they swing past you, they'll grab you and throw you across the stage. I think the only part about the circus stage I did like was whenever they brought out the cannon that lets you shoot human cannonballs at her. That part was kind of fun, but that was the only part I liked.
Yeah, I like that circus stage just due to how unique it was and all the different things going on. How you said like the trapeze artists will grab you and pull you to another platform.
Mm-hmm.
You got the animals jumping up the stage. Like the tiger, it just kind of looks funny the way like this. The platforms are pretty high up. He just jumps up to the next platform and starts chasing you down. I actually had a lot of assists from that tiger, so I actually liked him.
There was, I think, one time, I fought her a lot of times, and it felt like there was only one attempt where the tiger actually got her a lot, which is the one where I finally beat her. Every other time, he just kept going back and forth across the bottom of the stage and just getting me. And I'm like, dude, please, just attack her or something. And you could shoot the tiger and take him out. He was like a one-shot enemy, pretty much, but the bottom of that stage wasn't flat enough, so sometimes he'd be on a platform and I'd be below him, or vice versa, and my gun wouldn't hit him, and he was a problem. I guess I could also point out,
Jordan, you're getting a lot of background noise picking up for me.
It's
I don't know if you have something on in the background. There's a lot of like static pulling through after you're done talking.
No, it's not on Audacity. It's just a smooth line. I don't know.
Fair enough. Continue on.
I was going to say, we just pick back up here and keep going?
Sure.
Alright, yeah, I don't know what that is, but anyway. The only other one I kind of want to point out a little bit is Danny and Demi. They were on the boat stage, which was a smaller stage, wasn't too big, but it was tough because the boat rocked on the waves, which would make your gunshots sometimes shoot up into the sky or into the floor, rather than just straight across, because at that point the floor you're standing on is angled. And also, those two just really, really creep me out. Because they're two 11-year-old twins who hold hands and fight together and giggle as they're trying to kill you. And that's just terrifying. Anything stand out for you, Sky?
Is that like a little Shining reference or something?
True.
I didn't see as many levels as you guys did. So
oh, jeez.
The level that stood out to me was the one Kyle said about like the aquarium with the giant whale that falls through the level. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There's like a whale hanging in the middle. Like eventually it just breaks and falls and comes crashing the whole way down the building.
That is Betty Doe's stage.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
And the whole thing starts filling up with water too.
Yeah, then you actually get caught in like the little tides and stuff that wash by.
Yeah.
So it kind of grabs you, bounce you off the walls a couple times.
Yeah, I don't remember which fights they were. I think one of them might have been the Professor Chang fight, but there were two separate times during this game where I had to breathe one hell of a sigh of relief, because at the end of the fights, I had such a tiny, tiny sliver of HP left that if they would have even just given me a dirty look, I would have died. And that was one hell of a relief when the fight was over, and you almost couldn't even tell if you had health left.
I do appreciate that if you have more HP than the enemy, when the time runs out, you get the automatic win. It's definitely how I picked up a couple wins.
I didn't know if that was the case or not, because I don't think I ever actually ran out of time. I came close one time, and that I assumed that was maybe the case, so I tried to spam them really quick to see if it worked, but then they just killed me because I got too desperate.
For me, it felt like that was the majority of my wins. I feel like the enemies just run so much. I was like getting annoyed, just like chasing them down. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stand here. If they come here, I'll punch them. But otherwise, I'm just going to wait for this timer to click down.
Whatever works, dude.
Oh, that's weird. I was going to ask if anyone like ran out of time, because I felt like they were pretty generous with the amount they gave you.
I sure did.
I don't think I did. We had very opposite ways of winning this one, I guess.
Winning. I don't know if I'd go with that word. But.
Okay.
You know.
Whatever. So, I don't know. Okay,
I don't feel like a winner this week, Jordan. All right.
We won't spoil it just yet. I don't know who all beat the game. I did notice during the credits at the end, it shows a few images of what your character does with all of their money. Now, obviously, I played as Dweeb. I didn't look at anybody else's, but I enjoyed watching how Dweeb spent his winnings. He chooses to spend his money dining on bananas, hanging out at strip clubs, and watching his favorite cartoon. With the money just like flying through the air around him the whole time. I love that for Dweeb. I love that he's out there living his best life.
I'm curious what each of the ending credits are then, because if everyone has their own.
Yeah, I considered looking it up, but with 7 characters, I didn't feel like putting that much time into it and taking the notes for him. So I was kind of hoping you guys did play as other characters and beat it and see what theirs were, but that's all right. As long as we know Dweeb got to enjoy his time with bananas and strip clubs and cartoons, right. I'm happy. Now, we definitely have to talk about the final stage of the game, which is interesting because it's so different from the rest of it, because rather than fighting, you are actually chasing Mr. and Mrs. Acme throughout the house. So you find out whenever you get there, there's also Mrs. Acme, who's actually, it kind of seems like she's maybe more the one behind the whole thing. It's interesting because you get into the house, and you see the health bars at the top, so you're thinking that you're going to have to fight this person, but really, you're not touching their health bar at all. So you're kind of just getting through the obstacles until the very end. First, you walk in the house, you have to avoid a few dogs and get to the elevator to chase after them. And then Mr. Acme kind of has this like rushing water he sends after you that you have to jump over and throw crates at him. Eventually you catch up to them, they run away down to the basement, they're throwing grenades at you, but then it all ends with you getting up onto the roof. They get into a helicopter, they hover above you in the helicopter and throw grenades at you as you shoot them with a rocket launcher straight up. And then once you hit the helicopter enough times with the rocket launcher, then finally you get to see what happens with that health bar. Mr. Acme falls out of the helicopter, splats on the top of the building, loses a bunch of his health. He starts standing up, then his wife falls out on top of him. He falls down to much more like one-shot health. They start standing up, and then the helicopter comes down and crashes on them. So you get like a little comedic ending there of how it all works out. I was confused at first because I kept shooting their helicopter, but their health bar wasn't moving. So I was almost like, is this like another Bomberman situation where my game is glitched or something? Because I'd be really upset. But no, it just turns out the health bar is kind of just for show. You just hit the helicopter a few times and then that wraps the game up. But I did think it was kind of neat that the final stage was just completely different than the rest of the game.
Yeah, it is cool how they switched it up. Like it could have just as easily, like most games, something like this, it would just be the same thing. You would just fight a different guy on a different stage, but they actually changed up the whole thing, made like a little adventure mode, rushing back and forth, trying to chase him down.
Yep.
Yeah, it gave me like almost like a Home Alone kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did kind of look like the old Home Alone video game, didn't it? Going from room to room in the house.
Yeah, they have all these like traps and stuff set up you're trying to get through.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that until you said it. Yeah, neat little ending.
Played as Marv. The Marv ending.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something satisfying about knowing that our little well-dressed chimpanzee friend got his millions of dollars and took these two out through their little booby-trapped home after his big ordeal. He had a big day.
Chill and watch some cartoons.
Chill and watch some cartoons. And hang out with some strippers, dude. But yeah, I mean...
That's not a bad idea, dude. Get your potassium.
Hey, you ladies keep it down. Tom's about to hit Jerry again.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about the game. It's pretty straightforward. It's just you got your 7 characters, your 7 stages, and you fight each other. And that's more or less all there is to it. I mean, whenever I chose this game, I didn't do a whole lot of research. I kind of just did my typical research where I see if it is typically less than half an hour long and if it looks neat. And that's why I went with this one. I didn't know it was even a fighting game until I fired it up and tried it out. So that was interesting, kind of doing something. It was certainly different, way different than anything we played. So that was pretty cool. But There's not much more to say.
Yeah,
Can you guys think of anything else?
No, really, definitely feels like the first of its kind for this kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique game.
Nothing else from anybody?
Nope, I'm all good.
I think we pretty much got it.
Yeah, like I said, simple enough. So, I mean, I guess we can kind of just throw it on over to Brad then for some numbers.
Oh, wait a minute.
What's up?
Wait a second.
Wait a second. I'm noticing a trend here. I watched the someone did like a playthrough of the John Smith, and at the end he also gets strippers.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. They're just all getting strippers.
Wait a minute.
They all have a similar idea.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wait. Betty also got some strippers. Hold on.
Betty?
I'm only half joking, actually. I just found a website that shows the endings for all the characters.
Oh, really?
Does she?
She gets surrounded by big buff dudes on a beach.
Wait, guys. Danny and Debbie also got strippers.
Whoa,
Oh, no!
what's going on here?
Wait a minute. What'd they get? Let me see what theirs is.
Alright, Professor Ching, calm down.
Surrounded by a bunch. It's like they're surrounded by a bunch of food. They got a new puppy, and then they set something on fire.
Puppy!
Like.
Oh, they're the winner.
What's Professor Ching got going on here?
Oh, man, I'm scared.
Professor Ching built himself a woman, it looks like.
Is she a stripper?
So, probably.
Okay. Fair enough.
He's got like the whole Dr. Octopus thing going on. Bunch of arms, like, building himself a woman, I guess.
Dang.
He built himself a robot stripper.
I mean, let me post this. You guys can look at him too. Check him out.
Wonderful. But actually, I did almost forget. I wanted to bring this up before we moved on. We started doing the whole thing lately with Discord, the Discord discussions. So we did have one person who wanted to talk about this game a little bit whenever we mentioned it. That's, of course, our buddy B Tribble. He's always in there talking about the games. So he says, Outfoxies has a lot of cool details in it, but I don't think it ever made it out of Japan. Like most people, I only discovered it on MAME. A shame it didn't get a wider release or a home version. So I actually didn't realize it didn't make it out of Japan. I thought it did, but maybe not. He definitely probably knows that better than I do. He seems like he's familiar with the game, but I was not aware of that. But he was the only one that had anything to say about it.
It eventually made it out.
Did it?
It eventually made it. They just called it Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think looks like Bernard got like the most normal guy ending.
How many strippers?
He just had some dinner, went home with his wife and read the paper, and then they went camping.
And then
like that's it.
then
It's like a super calm ending.
Did his wife go to the strip club with him?
No, man, he just had some dinner, and they went home and hung out at their house, I guess, and read the newspaper.
Come on, man. There are strippers in there somewhere. You know there is.
And he went camping. Looks like he's camping with his family, man. He's a family guy.
And the strippers. They all have...
No, he's like the only one without anything crazy going on.
Fair enough. He's a family man, I guess.
And then Eve gambled all of her... She went to Vegas, looks like, and started gambling. And she got her lizard, like a little, another little lizard partner, I guess.
Do I even need to ask the question? Was there somebody else involved there in the ending?
There was not.
Wow, 2 of them. Well,
Let me guess.
they're the boring
Let
ones.
me guess. The lizards were naked.
The lizards did not have pants on.
Oh, there it is!
So, they should have covered that up. That's a little repulsive.
Is that all the endings? Did we get through them all?
I think that's it.
Alright. Brad, you want to hop in there with some numbers now?
I suppose I could do that. We will move into the numbers, where we talk our credits used to complete the game, or how far we got. This one, I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but sounds like we didn't all finish this, including me. I only finished 3 fights. Like, I played it a couple times. Like, I hopped in a little bit, and then got out of there, then got back in. So I did multiple fights, but in a single run, I just had a measly 3 wins. So going pretty low here this week, guys.
So not finished.
I obviously didn't count my credits because I didn't beat the game, so what does it matter how many credits I used to not win?
Sky and Kyle, did either of you guys beat the game?
No, I didn't beat it either. I actually did, I feel like I might have done the worst, honestly, this time. I beat, do you fight them all in the same order every game, or is it randomized?
I don't know.
Random.
No, it's random.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I picked the monkey. I think I beat what's her name, Betty or whatever, the girl, blonde haired girl.
Now I'm blanking.
Bonnie, Betty.
Yeah, Betty Doe.
think I beat her. I want to say I beat Bernard after that, and then John Smith was laying the law down on me. Dude. I couldn't take him. And every time I spawned in the map, like he would rush the rocket launcher, and then he would just come up and just blow me up every single time. And if I tried to like run and chill, all of a sudden now grenades are appearing, so he'd like just pelt me with grenades in the room. I'd like try to get out of these grenades, and he hits me in the face with a rocket. Like I couldn't beat this dude; he was wrecking me. So yeah, I just beat 2 of them, and then old Mr. Smith slapped me.
Jeez, what about you, Kyle?
I killed like I think 3 or 4 guys, and then I paused the game to go eat. And then when I came back up, it was like I couldn't unpause. It did that weird freeze thing, and I was like, I think I've seen enough anyway. Like, it's very much the same thing, just over and over again. I mean, the maps are different, but like,
yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah, the whole gameplay thing is the same. So I was like, well, that's fine. 3 or 4 guys, I got the gist of it.
All right, Jordan. Sounds like you're the winner tonight here. How'd you do?
Wow, 15 credits. I did beat the game.
Nice.
Very nice.
Man, I never thought
the game is the impressive part there.
I was gonna yeah, it's very rare that I have the best credit count, let alone I'm the only one that finished the game. I never thought I would see that day come.
That's a twofer.
I mean, if we're gonna go that far, when it froze on me, I only spent 2 credits.
I didn't have to spend my 2nd credit until the 4th fight. So I did 1 credit the first 3, and then the 4th one I'm pretty sure was whenever it was Professor Chang, and boy, that dude gave me the business for a little while because that map was a nightmare. But that was the first one where I was okay with giving up. I think I tried it 4-ish times or so, and I said, okay, giving it 1 more try, and then that's it. And then I got lucky, and at that point, then I was committed, and I finished it off. I think it took me like a few tries for the twins, a few tries for Eve and the circus, and then like 3 tries or so for the final stage. But it was 15 credits in total.
Ooh, I think I spent about 4 on John Boy in there, man. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I've had enough of this game.
Yeah, he was one of the... I'm pretty sure he was part of my first credit still. But like I said, I
couldn't do it.
I also don't know if the difficulty gets higher each fight. It kind of feels like it does.
All right, we'll move into our personal ratings then. We're rating this out of 82. That's how old Professor Ching is. 82 years old.
Jeez.
He's the oldest guy. Yep.
Grandpa.
Old man Ching. So I'm giving this one a 50 out of 82. I don't know. I feel like I need to go back and give this one a little more time to get a full feel of it. But I mean, I got the basic idea of it. The movement was just kind of frustrating for me, trying to like navigate where I wanted to go, and just how the enemies like seem like they're computers, so they're just flying around the map no problem. And I was just having trouble tracking them down. And another thing I don't know if we mentioned, but is if you have a weapon and you get hit, you drop it. So it's like I pick up my rocket, I'm trying to get him, he snipes me out with a bullet, I drop the rockets, I try to pick the rockets up again, next thing you know, he shoots me again with a machine gun. I'm like, alright, come on, let me just play this game, man. It was getting a little frustrating. That's kind of whenever I was like, I'm done with this, I can't do this anymore, I'm not having fun. And yeah, we'll see if I revisit, if I change it, but I still think that's a decent score for not putting a ton of time, doing a 50 out of 82.
Yeah, I'm like pretty close to you. Like, I'm just gonna throw out probably like a 55. But yeah, I really had the same issue. Like, I thought the game was like innovative. It was cool. It was, you know what I mean? It's pretty unique. All the stages. I mean, it's not often we play these games where we like pay attention to the stages or remember them. But I felt like all these stages were pretty memorable. So it has that going for it. A lot of destructible stuff. I don't know, like you said, it kind of gives that, like, you know, super early Smash Bros. Vibes, which I could definitely see them taking some, it's like Smash Bros. Actually taking inspiration from that, if they, you know what I mean, seen that. The subtle stuff, you know what I mean, all the different characters, they actually gave them all backgrounds and stuff, and like Brad said about, you know, when they killed the other guy, like, kind of had a different animation for how they shut their screens off or whatever. So there are a lot of cool stuff going on, but just the gameplay, like, the movement was so janky that like I just couldn't get, like, I couldn't do it. Like, when the game froze on me, if the movement was better, I would have probably actually just restarted it because it's not that long of a game. But it was so frustrating trying to pick up weapons because you have to like get right over top of the weapon and then like press down and your guy grabs it. But if you're not directly over top of it, you're just crouching. And like there's so many times where I would like be right next to the weapon and my guy wouldn't pick it up. And I either get shot trying to get it, or I would try to like just like inch over a little bit so I could be on top of it. But if I didn't like fully let go of the down, my guy would do a dodge roll instead. Now you've just dodge rolled like for some reason like 8 feet away from the weapon. It was just like, and then you finally get it, and then you get shot, and then your guy drops it again. I'm like, oh my god, dude. So yeah, I don't know. Everything else, I think it's a really good game, but yeah, just I don't know. The controls just seemed a little weird.
Sky?
Yeah, I just thought, like, go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was telling you to go ahead.
Oh, it's cool that it was kind of like the precursor to Smash Bros. Like, you can definitely see that, like, where they probably got their, like, inspiration from. Like, all the levels I liked all the, like, the graphics in the game, like the art, pixel art and stuff. I love that style. So I thought all the art was really awesome and everything, like the backgrounds and all the destructible terrain and, like, just the environment changing as you play was pretty awesome. I didn't expect a gigantic whale to fall out of the ceiling while I was playing, so that was pretty cool. I didn't see some of them other levels that you guys are talking about, so checking the video out now, like that circus one, there's a lot going on there. That looks really awesome.
It was rough.
And then like that final level where they completely changed the gameplay. Now you're in like a little Home Alone style, like adventure game or something, chasing them through their house was pretty neat. I mean, I didn't get that far, but it definitely looks cool. I just thought the gameplay itself, like, there was no button combos or anything. It was just like run, jump, attack, and that was it. You could pick weapons up and use them. But that's all you could do is, like, if they got the rockets and I didn't grab anything yet, like, I'm probably toast. Which is actually what happened when I fought John Smith. I couldn't get anything, so... Yeah, there's a little recap in case anybody didn't hear my previous failure that I mentioned. But that's pretty much it's kind of like Halo when you rush the power weapons. Like, whoever controls the power weapons is on top, man.
Yeah.
Your boy John got that power weapon every time. But yeah, just, I don't know, the gameplay itself, kind of boring after a while. Like, I was kind of just tired of running. All I could do is run left and right, pick up something and use it for like 2 seconds. You didn't really have anything else you could do. There's no, like, I know it's an older game. Like, obviously Smash Bros. Got crazy with all the special moves and like grabs and all that stuff. But, I don't know, I wasn't super big on it, but it's definitely, I can see how it was a cool game. And, I have to mention the music. I love the music in this game. It's like old, like, kind of like jazz rock kind of stuff. A lot of it actually reminded me of Breath of Fire 3. If anybody played that game, that whole soundtrack is like jazz rock kind of mixture. And it's awesome. So I could easily hear like a bunch of these songs. I could see these being in like a Breath of Fire, like another Breath of Fire 3 game or something like that. It's pretty cool. So the soundtrack was awesome. But, I'm probably a little bit lower than Brad just because, I don't know, I personally, even if I was beating everybody, I was still kind of bored of the gameplay itself. So I'm probably going to go like a 45 on it.
Okay.
Fair enough. Jordan?
I'm pretty close to the range of Kyle and Brad here. It gets most of its points for just being interesting and unique, and I will give it a decent bit of points for that. It's still not going to get a great score, because while it is a very unique idea compared to the other games we've seen thus far, it certainly didn't always play great. It didn't feel great. If the maps were maybe half the size and had a few fewer stage obstacles, I think that would have done a lot for this game. The biggest drawback for me by far were the 2 maps that I mentioned that were just so obnoxiously large that if you got too far away from the enemy, it zoomed out so far that you could no longer see the pixel mess of your character. I just had no idea where I was. And that just got miserable at some spots. And yeah, it didn't always feel great, but I mean, just for the idea alone, like the uniqueness of it, that it's something we have not done before. It's something I haven't really seen before in an arcade game. I'm sure there's other games similar, but I haven't seen anything else too similar to it yet, personally. Definitely get some bonus points for it. And I mean, it's a chimpanzee in a tuxedo, so you can't bump it down too much. And I actually had the same score as Kyle. I believe he said 55, right? 55 out of 82. Yep, that's what I'm going with as well. Mm-hmm. 55 out of 82.
Okay, we're all in a pretty close range there then. 45 to 55, so yeah, nothing too far out there. Similar feelings on it, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, time to put it in the rankings. This is game number 49. Where does it land among all the games we've played, boys?
kind of thinking like middle-ish.
Like a middling, but I don't have...
It's, middle or lower middle at worst, maybe. I'm just not too sure where yet.
Thinking like high 20s, maybe? I don't know. Just an idea.
I was thinking a little lower.
That's fine. I'm absolutely not going to fight for this one today. I'll tell you that.
The game you didn't even finish.
Yeah, I don't got a lot to say there. I feel like
I'm just gonna throw out spot 30, bump Dead Connection down.
Oh, can we put it below Dead Connection?
I'm with Jordan.
I mean, you could, yeah.
You could.
Good.
I'm just starting it out. I'm just giving us a base here.
Think about it.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, really.
I think Dead Connection was probably slightly better than this.
Agreed. I like Dead Connection.
Agree. Yeah.
I'm trying to...
Okay, so we're looking at Bomberman right now?
I'm just...
We're gonna one by one till we slot it in, or we're just thinking right there?
Just trying to think of what's below that I definitely am like, ooh, hold on. The only ones that kind of stand out to me that are below that spot, not saying necessarily I definitely think they should be above, but just the ones that give me hesitation, are Bomberman, Boogie Wings, and Metal Slug.
I think Smash TV is a lot better game than this, personally. But
I kind of think it was too.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not even necessarily saying this should go below all those three. I'm just saying they're kind of the three that are making me like they're the only three that are kind of close right now that are below the spot we said. Overall, I still wouldn't hate this being at 31, right below Dead Connection.
Yeah, I was kind of on board until you started saying other names, and I looked down and I saw Smash TV.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's put it at 31, and then you started naming stuff off, and I'm like,
I just struggle with it because, like I said, like the game had so much going for it. They just, again, with the execution of like the way it felt when you played it, like if it just felt like I think, I don't know. One thing I like to do with these games after we play them, and I think I've asked you guys maybe a couple times, but usually I like to go and like if I could change one thing about the game, like to make it better, then like like what would that one thing be? And for this game specifically, I think there's a couple things, but if you can only do one, I think if they would have added like a pickup button, if the pickup button was separate, like if you didn't have to like get directly on top of it and then crouch to grab it because of like the dodge roll, like it gets in the controls, like it gets weird. I think if they just would have added a pickup button, this game would have been much better. But like it sucks because now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I kind of want to rank it really low because it did not feel good to play. But like I liked everything else about the game.
Yeah, for me, it's
that's why I'm like halfway split on it. Like, it wasn't terrible, but also just felt way too samey. Like, you couldn't really, there was no variation in the controls at all. Like, you can move, pick up, and jump, and like that was it.
Yeah, it was really the maps that kind of gave it a little bit of a different taste each fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw mine out here. I'm gonna just say put it below Smash TV.
Smash TV sit at 35 for anyone listening. It doesn't have the list in front of them. I'm on board with that as well.
My big thing with Smash TV was I don't think we played another game that was just so long and dragged out of the exact same thing over and over again. It might be kind of hard to remember now because it's kind of been a while for Smash TV, but I definitely remember being maybe halfway through it and thinking, I just did the same exact thing over and over again for about 40 minutes and it's not ending. That was like my big thing for Smash TV that just made me really look at it kind of not great.
Like that's most arcade games, if we're being honest.
But the Smash TV was like
one thing and they just do the shit out of it for an hour.
But I think like Smash TV, I think first of all was longer than an hour and it was the worst culprit of that, of any game we played. Of just the same thing
I ranked that one
that long.
I rated that one pretty low, actually. I got pretty bored of Smash TV.
Yeah, it was a killer.
Maybe I'm the odd one out, but I really liked that one.
Brad gave it a huge score.
Yeah, I liked that game.
If it was, I think
I gave it the worst. Kyle and Jordan were a little bit higher, but not super high.
I think we even said on the episode, if it was half the length, it would be a lot better.
Yeah, I agree, but now I'm stuck between like, okay, do I want to play like a decent feeling game for too long, or a shitty feeling game for a short amount of time?
I mean, if we're being real, we kind of did play Smash TV the whole way through, and 3 of us didn't even finish this game because we got bored. So, I mean, that kind of speaks for itself.
I don't think it's
getting much shorter.
20-minute game.
I don't know if it's getting
and you would think
bored.
At the end of this, like, all the money they made, they never went to the Pleasure Dome, so...
Right?
Oh, no.
Actually, I think like 6 out of the 7 cast members did go.
Actually, they did.
Yeah, right.
except for the guy who had to hang out with his wife.
Yeah,
What a
he did all his
loser.
party when he was younger, man. He was over that. He was a grown man at that point.
True.
All right, we gotta slot this somewhere, boys.
Oh, man.
I have one more last comment to make about in general with our rankings and stuff. I feel like a lot of the time when we say like the game's too long or if it was too hard and you couldn't beat it, I mean, maybe personally that's different for you, but when I think of some of my favorite games, I've never even beaten them. Like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Super Punch-Out. I've never like sat through and beat those games, but they're one of my favorite games. I think even though if you can't complete a game or even if you don't want to finish it, even just like, I don't know, enjoying the game for 20 minutes, half hour, something like that, if it's still fun, you don't always have to complete every single game you play. So I don't know. Just another thought to put in your head when you're ranking and rating the games.
Yeah, it just ruined the fun of that game
True.
for
That's
me.
a good point.
What's that, Jordan?
It just ruined the fun of that game for me.
Yeah, that's fair because you were
I
kind
think
of forced to play through it. So yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a byproduct of like having to play it for the podcast because like you want to beat it so you can talk about all of it. So it's like, I mean, how many times do you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you played Ninja Turtles and like forever, like you could not beat that game, but you would play it every single time you went, like that. You know what I mean?
We wanted to beat it
Well,
so bad.
unfortunately for this, it's like you really want to beat it. So.
It makes you want to play.
Wanted
it.
to
That's
beat
the
that
difference.
one. Smash TV was like, oh my god, I want this to be over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I still stand by under Smash TV, but Sky and Jordan are kind of where you guys fall on that.
yeah, I'm probably above
I
it.
don't know.
I mean, can you guys agree that Metal Slug is better than this?
Yeah, I'd be okay putting it like one spot above Smash TV and one spot below Slug.
Yeah, because I'm okay with that. I think it's like I said, I'm 50-50 between like, you know, Smash is like kind of fun but too long. This game, you know, kind of janky but really short. So
I mean,
either
even
way.
even though I sucked royally at this game, like it was definitely more unique, I think, than Smash TV. Because Smash TV was literally just, you just go to the next room, just square room, and then millions of enemies come out and you just kill them, and then you do the same thing again in the next room. I mean, this game had some pretty cool, like, environment, like, stage hazards and all that. But then again, it suffered in, like, the actual control and, like, gameplay, where there wasn't really many buttons, there wasn't a whole lot to do, so... I don't know, they both have, like, their faults where they seem, like, super simple.
I mean, it's tough, man.
Yeah,
It's like, do you want the Pleasure Dome or do you want all the strippers and the monkeys and tuxedos, you know?
I just think Smash TV was way too long. So I would probably put this above Smash, personally. Even though I sucked at it, I'd probably, if I had to play one of those two again, I would probably go for this game.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I think they're close enough that either or, I'm cool with either one being above each other. They're close enough. They're side by side, so it's kind of like a 1A, 1B type deal.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Slaughter in above Smash TV then?
Sure.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's lock it in. We have 34 is Metal Slug, 35 the Outfoxies, 36 Smash TV. Alright, Jordan, let's hear some trivia.
Let's hear some trivia. Leading the way is still Mr. Skyler with 83 points. Brad has 78. Kyle has 67. Gonna kick it off with question number 1. Mr. Family Man, Bernard White, the biomedical engineer with the prosthetic hand, is the tallest character in the game, coming in at what height? A. 6'9", B. 7'1", C. 7'4".
Man, Bernard got to be 7'4". He's a big dude.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm a pretty big dude.
Is that both your answers?
Go with that.
I'm a big dude, huh?
I'm gonna go with 7'1".
Okay. Are you both, the other two, locking in 7'4"?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Sky, you as well?
Yep.
All right. Well, that one's going to go to Kyle. B, 7'1".
Ooh.
Boys went their own direction. That's
Nice,
all right.
dude.
Good job, Kyle. Question number 2.
Well, so I knew that that John Smith was 6 foot, and when I fought him as John Smith, I stood next to him, and I could tell he was about just over a foot taller than me.
Oh, yeah?
He's measuring all the
Did
pixels.
the math.
Let's see. If each pixel is 1/4 of a millimeter, then...
Oh, wait, I was going by... I thought he had his shoes on. You guys talked about he had his shoes off,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
shoes
I
off.
Oh, see?
forgot that part.
Jordan, that's a
Everyone
trick
knows.
question, man. I need a redo on that.
Everyone knows you get your height with shoes off.
Man, that was dirty, Jordan. You did that on
Wait.
purpose. That was dirty.
3-inch shoes. That's crazy. Anyway.
Okay, don't get into specifics now. Come on, I'm just trying to save myself.
Anyway, question number 2. Let's talk about a better character, one that does want to hang out with strippers. Known as the world's most intelligent chimpanzee, what is the name of Dweeb's TV star father? A. Mr. Happy. B. Dork. C. Darwin.
I don't know why I was thinking Darwin. Isn't there another monkey named Darwin in like a TV show or another game or something?
I don't know. That name just stuck out to me. I'm going Darwin.
It sounds familiar. But I don't think that's it though. That sounds too on the nose for a monkey name in a game. What was the second one?
Second one, B. Dork.
We get the choices again, Jordan. What were they?
A. Mr. Happy. B. Dork. C. Darwin. This is Dweeb's father, the most intelligent chimpanzee, the television star.
I don't know. I feel like the odd one out is the way to go in this one. I'm going to say Mr. Happy.
Okay.
I'm for sure locking in Mr. Happy.
Okay.
I went with Darwin.
You're going with Darwin, Brad? Correct answer is A. Mr. Happy.
Dang.
Nice.
I was kind of hoping I could get somebody with the dork, the dweeb dork. Just kind of went together nicely.
Yeah.
That one didn't feel right. I don't know. I felt like you were trying to trick me on that.
Yeah, Darwin. That's like the theory of evolution. Charles Darwin. So.
Yeah, that's Charles Darwin. Yeah,
it's kind of.
I feel like there's got to be like another show or video game or something that has a monkey named Darwin. I can't remember what it is.
Isn't that the monkey in the Wild Thornberries?
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm thinking of that cartoon.
I think that's right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might be right. But anyway, question number 3. At the beginning of each fight, Mr. Acme offers you a handsome reward in Swiss francs. What is the total combined amount offered for all fights, including the reward that you get for defeating Mr. and Mrs. Acme themselves? A. 14 million Swiss francs. B. 15 million. Or C. 16 million.
Oh man, we'll go.
How much money did
do the
Dweeb
math.
blow on strippers?
Wait, how many bananas did he get? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't give you that information.
Damn it.
I'll just go with 15.
Okay.
That was an option, right?
Yes,
15.
that was
I didn't
B.
make that up.
14,
All
15, or 16.
No, they're all so close. It's like a complete guess for me at this point. I'm just gonna say 14.
All right. And Kyle's over there doing the math in his head.
Yeah, I think there were 4 strippers, and then I think there was like
a 1,000 bananas.
How many bananas?
Batches, what do they call them? Bundles?
He might have had to buy a new top hat
of bananas. So I'm going 16 million.
16 million. All right. The correct answer is A. 14 million.
Woo.
So that means today, Sky and Kyle, you both get 2 correct. Sky is going to go to 85. Kyle will be at a nice 69. Brad, not your night. You're going to stay at 78, my friend. That will wrap it up.
That's where I belong.
We'll wrap it up for Outfoxies Trivia. So before we wrap it up, does anybody else have any final words?
Yeah, I realized I would have been right, but I didn't do the conversion. I was doing USD.
Oh, so that was your mistake.
It was 16 USD, but yeah, so it's fine. I don't. It's cool. Whatever.
Maybe next time. It's okay.
We'll have to check his Swiss bank account. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Anyway, now we're wrapping up for this one. But the next time on Arcadiology, we have Gauntlet Dark Legacy. You can follow us on all social media at Arcadiology. Email us questions at arcadiologyquestions@gmail.com or use the link in the episode bio. We have not answered a question in a good while, and I would really like to do that again. Those are always fun. So anybody, hop on in there, send us something. Join our Discord, come be our friend, talk to us, and as I mentioned earlier, come discuss the upcoming episodes. We can talk about that in the show. We can tell us what you told us. Tell them, what you told us about the next episode. And as always, we'd appreciate it very much if you left us a 5-star review so I can read that on the show. Say goodbye, boys.
See ya.
Later, dudes.
Mr. Carruthers, I will give you 2 million Swiss francs to end this podcast episode.
That was actually wonderful. Insert the closing line. Here, go, bye.